So if you're ready, we'll begin. And I'd like you just to stand tall at the front of your mat and just have your feet a little apart. And as you know, the reminder is always there too, that when you're practicing yoga, and I don't know your yoga backgrounds and what experience you all have, but always the proviso that you're working to your own capability, your own mobility, your own flexibility, and your own comfort level. So working to your own comfort level at all times, and just take the practice as easily as you can. So once you're standing at the front of your mat, can I ask you just to focus on standing tall, relax your shoulders, think of the crown of your head parallel with the ceiling or with the sky as it is so lovely and blue now. Can you just very gently use your breath to inhale and turn your head very slowly to your right, and exhale and bring your head back to the middle, and inhale and very slowly take your head to your left, and exhale and bring your head back to the middle. Can you inhale as you lift your eyes towards the sky, lifting your chin up? Exhale, bring your head to the center. Inhale, lower your chin towards your chest, and exhale, bring your head back to the center. We'll just do that once again. So inhaling, turning your head slowly to your right. Exhale, bring your head back to the middle. Inhale, slowly turn your head to your left, and exhale, bring your head back to the middle. Inhale, lift your chin towards the sky. Exhale, bring your head to the center. Inhale, lower your chin towards your chest, and exhale, bring your head to the center. As you exhale next time, can you lower your right ear towards your right shoulder, and then bring your head to the middle. As you exhale, lower your left ear towards your left shoulder, and gently bring your head back up. Let's do that again. Exhaling, bring your right ear in the direction of your right shoulder and back to the center. And exhaling, bringing your left ear towards your left shoulder and back to the center. Perfect. So let's just allow the head then to circle. So just with your own breathing, very gently start to circle your head, taking your neck through its range of movement there. Just take it very gently. Don't overdo. Just allow the vertebra in your neck to ease out. And when you've circled your head a couple of times in one direction, can you then take your head back in the opposite direction? Relax your shoulders down while you're doing this. So keep your shoulders down and allow the head and the neck to move gently. And if there's any little crackles and pops in there, that's fine. It will be quite normal just as your neck vertebra ease out and the muscles ease out. Lovely. So when you bring your head to the center this time, let's have a look at just a little bit of work for the shoulders. So let's lift the shoulders up towards the ears and let them relax. And again, draw the shoulders up and let them relax back down. And once again, shoulders up. Good. And let them relax. Fingertips now to your shoulders. And let's draw some circles with your elbows into the air. So just circling the elbows into the air. We'll do a few circles one direction. Good. Opening up the chest. And then circling in the opposite direction. And just notice your own mobility there in your shoulders. Good. And now let's extend the arms out in front, palms facing each other. Still that little gap between your feet. So let's inhale, and as you exhale, you're going to turn your body to your right. So taking your right arm around behind, so you're traveling to your right, irrespective of what I'm doing, you're turning to your right. Taking your left hand to your right shoulder. So left hand to right shoulder. That's it. And then inhale, come back to the middle, and exhale, go to your left. So left arm round behind, right hand to left shoulder. Perfect. And then let's come back to the middle with your own breathing and just do that once more. So on your exhale, turning your own body to your right, taking your left hand to your right shoulder, and slowly coming back to center. And then on your exhale, rotating to your left, right hand to your left shoulder. That's it, just a standing, very gentle standing twist. And then coming back to the middle, and let's just relax the arms down there for a second. So put your hands on your hips now. Keep your feet apart as they are. Try to think of your 2 feet, your toes pointing forwards, as opposed to turning your toes outwards. So toes pointing forwards, and then your knees will go in the same direction as your toes once you bend your knees. So on your exhale now, can you just bend your knees a little bit? Lovely. And then keeping your back as long as possible, can you sit your hips back as if you were going to sit into a chair? So the point about this is that you're aiming not to let your knees fall apart when you sit back. So keep your knees pointing forward. Sit back just as far as you can and do your best to keep your back as straight as you can. Okay, let's come up and we'll take the arms out in front. Good. Relax your shoulders. So on your exhale, bend your knees. Sit your bottom back as if you were going to sit back into a chair. So sitting your hips back, keeping your knees pointing forwards, doing your best to keep your back as straight as you can. Well done. Shoulder blades traveling down your back. Breathe away. Strong action on your thighs there. Really good. Smile. And then breathe in and slowly come back up to the center. Relax your arms down there for a second. Perfect. So we're going to do a standing balance now. So I want you to just look ahead and see if you can just focus your eyes, focus your gaze on a spot that's still, that's not moving. Take your hands together, interlace your fingers. Turn your palms away. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale where you are. Focus your gaze. Inhale, press into the balls of your feet. Lift your heels up off the ground. Send the palms of your hands towards the ceiling. Good. Lifting the heels just a tiny little bit more, and then exhale, lower your heels. Release your arms back down by your sides. Well done. We might just do that one again. So focus your gaze. Look straight ahead wherever you are. Fix your gaze on a focal point. Interlink your hands. Turn the palms away. Having said to lift your arms before, if anybody in the group has issues with their blood pressure, don't lift your arms up. Just keep your arms relaxed by your sides. Otherwise, palms facing away, lift the arms up. That's it. On an inhale, lift up the heels off the ground. Stretch the palms of your hands towards the sky. Lovely. Press into the ball of the feet. And then when you need to come down, lower your heels back down to the ground. Relax your arms back down. Well done. So now, still thinking of balance and staying focused, we're going to do another standing balance, which is tree pose, Vriksasana. So the girls will show you, there are 3 variations that you can pick up. Either foot to the inside of the ankle joint, foot to the inside of the calf, or foot to the inside of your thigh if you're very adventurous this morning. So you decide which one is the best one for you. Before you do it though, think about what we're trying to achieve here, which is to open up your hip joints. So instead of lifting your foot and pointing your knee forward, see today if you can lift your foot and point your knee outwards to the side so you're opening up your hip joint. So we'll try it on the right hand side first. The girls are going to lead you. So we'll lift the right foot off the floor. You're going to stand actively into your left foot. Lift your right foot and place it at any of those 3 points, either at ankle level, calf level, or thigh level. Find your balance, find your focal point, your drishti point, and then when you feel that you're steady on your standing foot, you can take your hands into prayer position at your chest. You might like to extend your arms out wide like the branches of the tree, or raise your arms right up. Any of those options that you might like to choose for your arm position, you choose for yourself there. Wonderful. And how wonderful it is to practice tree pose surrounded by all of these beautiful trees. So when you're ready, lower your arms back down, release your foot. Take a second, keep your focal point, keep your gaze forward, and let's do that now on the other side. So take your time, lifting the left foot when you're ready, placing it to the inside of your standing leg. And again, you choose which point you're going to place it. Wait until you feel steady on your standing foot. Imagine, if this is tree pose, imagine that through that right leg, you're growing roots down through your right foot into the earth, and that's supporting you. So once you're steady, take your hands either into prayer position at your chest, or again, you have those options of arms out wide, or arms up over, or even if you want to go all the way up, you can bring the palms together above your head. Any of those options, again, available to you. So breathe away, focus your attention, stand tall, stand steady, imagine growing up out of the earth. Well done, that looks really wonderful. And then when you're ready, lower your arms, lower your foot. Well done. So now keeping the feet just that little distance apart, we're going to do a forward bend, a standing forward bend, followed by a standing backward bend. So that throughout this practice this morning, we're taking the spine through its full range of movement. So as we do this forward bend, for anybody in the group who has any particular back issues, you need to bend your knees. Otherwise, we're going to do it for the moment with straight legs. So let's, for the time being, put the hands on the hips. And we'll think of tilting forward from your hips. And then just let your arms relax and kind of dangle downwards towards the ground. And just fold in half just as far as you can. Just as far as you can. So you're bending forward from your hips just as far as you can. And we'll just take a breath or two here. Don't overdo it for the moment. We'll put a little bit more work into it now in a second. But just no effort, just folding forward just as far as you can. Well done. And then just very, very slowly, can you start to undo your posture? So you stack your vertebra up one on top of the other to come back up. Okay, well done. So now we're going to do that a second time. So this time everybody is going to bend their knees. So let your knees bend and just rest your hands on your thighs. And as you exhale, send your hips back as if you were going to sit into a chair. Slide your hands down your legs. Just go down as far as you can. And when you feel that you're at your most comfortable, just stay there. For any of you in the group that's well practiced, you can fold yourself completely in half and slide your hands right down as far as you want to go and allow your head to hang down. And again, the advice regarding blood pressure would be similar, that if you have issues with your blood pressure, that you don't let the head hang down for too long. And then when you're ready, we'll slowly, slowly, slowly uncurl the spine. So stack your vertebra up one on top of the next until you're standing up straight once again. So as I say, we're following that forward bend with a backward bend. Back bending is probably not something that we all do every day, and yet it's one of the natural movements of the spine. So it's important that we try and bend our back backwards from time to time. So let's put our hands on the hips, point the elbows back, and that opens up your chest straight away. So thinking of the base of your spine moving down towards the ground, can you think of lifting your chest up towards the sky as you inhale? Not so much your chin, more your chest. So try not to stick your chin up in the air. Think more of lifting your chest. As you lift your chest up, think of your shoulder blades moving down towards the back of your waist. And let's see if we can use the breath just to think of your chest lifting a tiny fraction more. And it's very subtle the way this happens. It's not a huge, big movement. It's actually quite small, but yet at the same time, you're really expanding your chest, opening up your ribs, and opening up your heart to life. So when you're ready now, slowly ease yourself back to the center, relax your arms down by your sides. Well done. So now we're going to do a side stretch. So you'll need to be forward on your mat in order to step back. So from the front end of your mat, leave your right foot at the front end of the mat and take a big step back with your left foot. So with your left foot, that's it. So right foot is forward, left foot is back, and we're going to turn the body now towards the left a little bit. So turning the body towards the left, that's it. So the tummy now is wide open and more or less parallel with the long end of your mat. Relax your arms for the moment beside your body. Relax your arms down by your side. So we're looking to the long end of the mat rather than back behind us. And then we're going to extend the arms out wide to either side. Relax your shoulders. And on your exhale, just thinking of tilting forward from your hips, you're going to reach out to the right and take your right hand down onto your right leg and extend your left arm up into the air. Fantastic, well done. Brilliant. So just stay where you are if you can, keeping the right hand down, leaving the left arm up. And if you take just a couple of deep breaths now where you are. Send your shoulder blades down towards the back of your waist. Keep your chest as open as possible. And then when you're ready, slowly press into your 2 feet, lift the arms back out wide to the sides, and relax your arms back down. Okay, good. Turn to look towards your right foot and step forward with your left foot. So you're back at the front of the mat now again, isn't that correct? Everybody's at the front of the mat. Brilliant. So now leaving the left foot forward this time, can you take a long step back with your right foot? So having stepped back with your right foot, we're going to turn the tummy towards the right so that your tummy now is in line with the long end of your mat. So you're just turning from the front of your mat to the right so your tummy faces the long end of the mat. That's it. Extend your arms out wide to either side. Relax your shoulders. Lovely. And then when you exhale the next time, can you reach out to the left, to your left, and then take your left hand down to your left leg. So left hand down to your left leg and right arm up in the air. That's it. And just breathe away there, opening across your chest, feeling your shoulder blades moving down your back, opening up the heart space. And we'll just take one more breath in that position. Well done. And then very slowly ease yourself back up to where you began. Relax your arms. Turn your body towards your left foot and step forward with the right. Excellent. Well done. So just give your body a little shake out. Shake out your arms, shake out your legs. And we're going to come down now to the mat. So if you'd like to sit down on the ground and make yourself as comfortable as possible. Hopefully you're all doing okay so far. Yes? Okay. So when you sit down on your mat, can you straighten out your legs? So straighten out your legs so you're sitting on your sitting bones. And the girls might just demonstrate just to the way of just releasing your sitting bones onto the floor. So you're literally going to draw some flesh back out of the way and release your sitting bones down onto the ground. And that gives you a really good uprightness in your seat. So this is what they call Dandasana. I find this the most difficult yoga pose of all for some reason, because it really challenges your legs, the muscles in your abdomen and in your rib cage to encourage you to sit up straight. So can you rest your hands on your legs or on the ground beside you? For those who have any challenge keeping the legs straight, you're free to bend your knees. But if you do bend your knees, can you keep your feet flexed? So the feet are active, and at least then when your feet are active, it's still having the effect that we want it to have. So you're sitting up nice and tall, relax your shoulder blades down your back. Good, and we're just going to take a few breaths here now, and just be aware of how this feels on your legs, on your tummy, on the muscles in between your ribs. It's quite challenging, isn't it, to sit up straight? Yeah, it is. So let the shoulders release a little bit more. That's lovely. Think of lifting your chest towards the sky, but at the same time sending your shoulder blades down towards the back of your waist. Fantastic. So moving from Dandasana, we're going to move then into Baddha Konasana, which is cobbler pose. So again, just to keep an eye on the girls, you're going to bring the soles of your feet together and bend your knees out wide to the sides. So a little bit like what you were doing in tree pose earlier on when you were doing single legs. So knees are out wide to the side to the best of your ability. It's just depending on the freedom in your own hips. So you bring the soles of your feet together, and again you're thinking of sitting up straight and keeping the chest as open as possible. So oftentimes in this particular pose, because it is so challenging on Western hips, because our hips can be so tight, it's kind of like that we nearly curl over or curl round. Instead, we want to adjust the legs so that we can open up as much as possible. So we're still looking at opening the chest, opening the heart. So let's see if we can take a couple of breaths here. So while you're sitting up, do your best not to lean back. So you're thinking of sitting right up as tall as possible. Well done, really fantastic. Breathing away, relax your shoulders, relax your face, and relax your jaws. Wonderful. and it's lovely now the sun is coming out a little bit more. So now we're going to move from Baddha Konasana to Vajrasana, which is where you sit on your feet. Now this can cause a little difficulty for some people. So girls, if you can just demonstrate Vajrasana there, sitting on your feet so that your knees are on the ground, your buttock muscles are resting on your heels, or if you have a blanket with you or a jacket or something that you maybe feel that it's difficult to sit on your feet for any length of time, you can put that little prop, whether it's a block or a blanket or your jacket, in between your feet and your hips, just to give you a little more comfort. So we're just getting the feet ready and the knees and the hips for camel pose, for Ustrasana. So again, as you sit in this way, can you sit up as tall as possible? The tendency is in Vajrasana to have an arch in your back. So other than the natural arch of your back, can you think of releasing the base of your spine down towards the ground? So you're not overarching your spine. Relax your shoulders. Wonderful, that looks really great. So we're going to move then from Vajrasana into Ustrasana. So you're going to use your breath in to kneel up onto your knees, put your hands onto your hips, and a little bit like we were doing when standing up, you're going to think of lifting your chest towards the sky. Keep the elbows pointing away behind, elbows moving closer together, chest lifting towards the ceiling, and the base of your spine is releasing down. So you're not pinching anything in your lumbar spine. So chest is wide open, shoulder blades moving down towards the back waist. That's lovely. Don't overdo though, just make sure that you're not over challenging yourself. Relax your neck. Again, don't be too hasty about sticking your chin right up in the air because you're going to jam the back of your neck. So think more about looking ahead so that your chin is more parallel with your chest. We'll take just one more breath here. And then when you're ready, can you very slowly come all the way back up to where you began? Sit back down on your feet and then slide your arms out along the floor until you're literally lying down on your thighs. So slide your arms out along the ground. That's it. Keep your hips back on your feet. So keep the hips back towards the feet as much as you can. That's it. And let your tummy relax down onto your thighs. Let your head rest either on the ground if that's comfortable for you, but some of you might be too high from the ground to do that. So if that is the case, just rest where you are and let the weight of your hips sink back towards your feet. And just in this resting pose, they call it hare pose, but in this resting pose, there's nothing to be done other than to rest. So there's no need to make effort here. It's just about releasing and lengthening your spine. It's a nice lengthening position for your back. It stretches out your spine nicely. So let's take one or two more breaths here. That's it. And then very slowly, if you can come back to sitting in your Dandasana once again, in your stick pose, sitting on your hips, on your sitting bones with your legs extended out in front. And we'll just finish the sitting section with a seated twist. So when you stretch the legs out, again, just find your seat, check that you're sitting on your sitting bones, keep the left leg extended out straight, and bend your right knee and bring your right foot in towards your buttock muscles. So we're keeping the right foot on the right side. That's it, well done. So placing your left hand on your right shin. So place your left hand on your right shin. And if you'd like just to take your right hand just slightly behind your right hip, that's the way. So right hand to left shin, right hand behind, that's exactly it. And then again, you're sitting up as tall as you can so that in the sitting tall, you're making space so that when you do then go to turn, you've got lots of space to do it. So when you exhale, think of turning your belly, your ribs, your chest towards your right. Just a small distance, traveling to your right. So left hand on right shin, that's it, right hand behind, and then turning slowly to your right. And it's only a small twist, so don't overdo it. Yeah, and you're still sitting up on your sitting bones as much as you can. Well done. And then very slowly Bring your head, neck and spine back to the center, and then change your legs around. So straighten your right leg, bend your left one, bring your left heel in towards your buttock muscles, hold your left shin with your right hand, and take your left hand just slightly round behind your hip. Not so far back that you're actually leaning back, more that you're supporting yourself to sit up straight. And then take your time and slowly use your breath out to turn your belly, your ribs, your chest towards the left. Just a small distance is perfectly fine. It's just in order to rotate your spine in one direction and then in the opposite direction. Well done. So now take your time to move slowly out of that, coming back to Dandasana. And then I'd like to invite you to ease yourself down onto your tummy. So we're going to do a little bit of back bending work before we move towards relaxation. So take your time, get yourself down onto your tummy, lie on your front. And then once you lie down on your front, can you lengthen your legs? So make one leg long, make the other leg long, and then keep doing that until your legs feel really, really long. And that just lengthens out then through the lower part of your back, and it ensures that there's no pinching in your back when we go to bend the spine backwards. So what I'd like you to do once you've lengthened your legs then is, can you place your hands flat on the floor, elbows bent, elbows tucked in by your sides, palms of the hands flat on the ground. So depending on the length of your arms to your body, you might need to move your hands a little bit further forward in order to get the forearms down onto the floor. So from your fingertips to your elbows need to be on the ground, and your chest needs to have space. So for those of you who practice yoga regularly, this is Cobra. Well, baby Cobra pose really, because again, I'm not sure of your backs. So keeping the elbows drawn in by your sides, keeping the base of your spine releasing down towards the floor. Can you inhale, and with your breath in, can you lift just your head and the upper part of your chest? So just your head and the upper part of your chest, keeping your elbows on the ground. That's it. Well done. Well done. Keeping the chest as open as possible, keeping your elbows down on the floor. So it's a little bit more challenging keeping the elbows on the floor. We're inclined to want to push up and lift, but it's more challenging to keep the elbows on the floor and to really work the muscles of your back. So take your time, and as you exhale, come slowly back down. And I'd like you to do that one more time. So for anybody in the group that is very familiar with full Cobra pose, for anybody who wants to do that, you're welcome to do it if you want to, but only if you know that your back is good and strong. So you keep the hands pressed onto the floor. For those who are lifting halfway, you keep the elbows on the ground. For those who want to lift all the way up, you take the elbows off the floor and lift your chest all the way up, keeping your belly down on the ground as much as you can. So your back is really arching and your chest is wide open, but you're only going to where you know you can comfortably. Shoulder blades down your back. That's it. Well done. And as you exhale very slowly, allow your tummy, ribs, chest to come down onto the ground. Rest your forehead on the floor. Good. Take your arms down by your sides and bring the palms of your hands against your thighs. So we're going to inhale and lift the right leg up a little from the ground. Keep your right leg straight as you lift it from the floor. So don't bend your knee, just lift the leg straight up from the ground, just to where you can, and then lower the leg back down. That's it. Can you try that on the other side, lifting the opposite leg up? Keep the leg straight if you can. Rather than bend your knee, keep the leg straight and then lower the leg back down. Good. When you repeat the leg raise this time, can you also lift your head? So lift your right leg and your head just a little bit. Good. And exhale and lower yourself down. And do that on the opposite leg and lift your head at the same time. Perfect. And lower the leg down. Good. And now with your own breath, and again, depending on how you're feeling about this, can you use your breath in to lift your two legs and your head off the floor? So you're balancing on your hip bones and the base of your rib cage. Wonderful. And then slowly relax back down. And if you'd like to just try that maybe one more time, you're lifting your legs, your head. And for anybody who wants to lift the arms up, you can add in the lifting of the arms as well if you wish. Fantastic. Lovely. And then slowly bring the arms and the legs and the head down. And then just move the legs apart a little bit. Bring your hands together, one on top of the other. Elbows out to the sides. And rest your forehead now on your hands, on your propped hands. So this is crocodile pose. So hands underneath the forehead. That's it. Elbows out to the sides and legs apart. And relaxing into your buttock muscles, relaxing into the weight of your legs. Good. Just taking a moment there. And then moving slowly from crocodile pose, can I invite you now to roll around to lie onto your back and to bend your knees. And we'll just take a quick look at Setu Bandha, bridge pose, and Pawan Muktasan to bring the physical practice virtually to an end, where we have Shavasana then to look forward to. So bending your knees, standing your feet into line with your sitting bones in your buttock muscles. Think of your head in line with your spine. If you're using any props for your head, can you remove them now? Bend your knees. So bend your knees so that your feet are flat on the floor, and bring your arms down alongside your body. So reminding you that Setu Bandha, which is bridge pose, it's a back bend. So we're using the power in our feet and our legs to create this back bend. And we're going to press actively down into the feet and breathe in and start to lift the hips and lift the spine up gently from the ground, just little bit by little bit. While you're lifting up, can you think of your kneecaps pointing forwards rather than letting your knees gape out to the sides? So lifting the hips, lifting the spine just up as far as you can. Shoulders releasing down into the mat, back of the head resting on the ground. Fantastic. And then very gently, can you lower your spine in reverse? So bringing each vertebra down onto the floor in reverse. Well done. And then once the whole spine is on the ground, can you bend your knees in over your chest? And as you bend your knees in over your chest, hold your shin bones with your hands. And then just very gently, can you rock a little bit from side to side? So as you create this little rocking movement from side to side, you're just creating a little massage there for your spine. Do your best to keep your head on the floor if you can. That's it. Rocking just a little bit from side to side. Perfect. And then we'll move from this rocking movement into Shavasana. So let's just take the feet down onto the ground, and then depending on how your back is, you're free either to keep your knees bent, or you can extend the legs out straight and take them wide apart. That's it. And then closing your eyes, relax the muscles of your face. Allow your body to settle into complete stillness now. So if you're not quite there yet, adjust your posture, fix yourself until you're ready to lie completely still. And we'll just take a couple of moments in Shavasana to relax after the physical movement. And as we know in our yoga practice, the physical practice is really just to bring us to this point where we can be still, where we can lie still, where we can sit still, where we can be still. Pay attention to your breath. Notice your breath in. Notice your breath out. And as you notice your breathing, can you just say to yourself mentally, with each in-breath, can you say to yourself, I am breathing in, and with each out breath, I am breathing out. I am breathing in. I am breathing out. As I breathe in, my breath becomes slow. As I breathe out, my breath becomes deep. As I breathe in, I know I am breathing in. As I breathe out, I know I am breathing out. So very gently now, after your next full breath, can you think about bringing gentle movements back into your hands and feet? And just take your time and make that movement a little bit more active. And we'll slowly move a little more until such time as you can move enough to ease yourself back up to a sitting position. And when you come back up to a sitting position, we're just going to do one particular breathing practice before we sit in meditation just for a moment or two. I'm very conscious that time is moving on and maybe shortening for us, so we'll just do one particular breathing practice. Obviously, because again of COVID restrictions, they won't be the vigorous breathing practices like Bastrika or Kapalabhati. We'll just do some Nadi Shodhana, which is alternate nostril breathing. So we'll do a little bit of that, and then we'll sit for just a moment or two in meditation, just quietly, before the event moves on then. So if you're accustomed to Nadi Shodhana, alternate nostril breathing, can you take your working hand, your normal working hand, and create your little mudra for your nose? If you're not familiar with it, if you have a look at the girls, there's a couple of different options where you make this kind of little peg shape for your nose and place it around your nose. If you find it very difficult to do it like that, you can place your fingers, index and forefinger, into the space between your eyebrows, and then place the remaining fingers around your nostrils, around the soft, fleshy part of your nose. The important thing is not to stick your fingers into your nostrils. You need to keep your nostrils free so that you can open and close them alternately. So close your eyes. And again, just tune in to your breathing. And maybe you'll find at the moment that your nose is maybe a little stuffy. It's kind of hay fever time, so maybe people have, blockages in their nose. So be aware of that. If you do find that that is the case for you, you're free to keep your lips slightly parted. Otherwise, just keep your mouth closed and breathe through your nose fully. So allow the breath to come and go as normal. And then when you feel that you're ready, can you think of breathing in through the left side of your nose? Very gently close that nostril off and breathe out through the right side. Breathe in again through your right nostril, close that side off and open the left side and breathe out. Breathe in through your left nostril, gently close it, open the right side and breathe out. And then inhale through your right nostril, close it, open the left side and breathe out. Can I invite you to do 3 more rounds of that? Inhaling through the left, exhaling through the right, inhaling through the right, exhaling through the left, back in through the left and out through the right, in through the right, out through the left, and just 1 more round, inhaling through the left, out through the right, in through the right, out through the left. Keep your eyes closed if you can. Allow both nostrils to open. Take a few breaths through both nostrils, then relax your hand away from your face and just take your usual seated position for meditation. So if it's cross-legged, stay cross-legged. If it's sitting on your feet, use that option. But if you'd like to just keep your eyes closed now, and we'll just take a couple of moments in silence just to bring this practice to a close before we move on. I commit to make myself into a healthy, peaceful, joyful and loving human being. Through every action of mine, I will strive to create a peaceful and loving atmosphere around me. I strive to break the limitations of who I am right now and include the entire world as my own. I recognize the kinship of my own life with every other life. I recognize the unity of all there is. So my friends, thank you for taking part in that practice. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd ask the ambassador to come back to thank you to Marie and Maria. Namaste to everybody.
Thank you all, and we will now have a dance dedicated to International Day of Yoga by Satakshi Kaushik. She has specialized in the Indian Kathak classical dance form. So while she's preparing, may I quickly just ask Councillor Danny Byrne, how do you feel doing yoga?
Really good. So see you all here this time next week. Same place. Thank you very much, Ambassador.
And I also would like to get a reaction from Councillor Punar Rane. Poonam Rane.
Yes. Hi everyone. I do yoga and I follow yoga. I've been doing it for the last couple of years. Normally I'm a runner, and so I never believed in yoga because I found it too slow, and it needs lots of patience. But the last 2 years, I wanted to run at a faster pace, and I think my hamstrings were giving me a bit of an issue. So someone just recommended. I said, well, give it a try. Gave it up after a week. I said, this is not for me. Went back into it, but now I do religiously wake up in the morning and do it. So some of you must have seen I'm just showing off. No, just honestly, I think it's more about mental well-being more than physical. Physically, you could find lots of things, but I think it's the balance. And I personally did find that balance. In the last 1 year, it's been quite stressful. I know as counselors as well, we always have a challenging job to do. Besides our day job, we have to always balance things. And sometimes in the spurt of the moment, we're expected to be somewhere, and mentally, you always have to be prepared. I think from that perspective, I think I found it quite relaxing, and I would encourage many of you to take it up. It's something that I'm happy that the Ambassador said it's something that will be introduced in the schools, and I think it's a good way. Coming from India, it's one of the things you could have given to the world. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Poonam. And one of the other things that the councillors need to do is, speak unprepared. Satakshi, are you ready? Please. Thank you, Satakshi. That is a great dedication to International Day of Yoga. And our last item is a song dedicated to the scientific community on this occasion by Sudhir Shreya. Where are you? She's 16-year-old. She sings in all the languages of the Indian languages, as well as English. And her song is Climb, which is song of inspiration, of determination, commitment, courage.
I can almost see it, that dream I'm dreaming, but there's a voice inside my head saying you'll never reach it. Every step I'm taking, every move I make feels lost with no direction. My faith is shaking, but I gotta keep trying. Gotta keep my head held high. There's always gonna be another mountain. I'm always gonna wanna make it move. Always gonna be an uphill battle. Sometimes I'm gonna have to lose. Ain't about how fast I get there. Ain't about what's waiting on the other side.
Thank you so much, Priya. And she's only 16. That is awesome. And she's been performing since she was 8. And now the final round of thank yous to Yoga Therapy Island, again, Maureen and your whole team, for coordinating with this embassy, for conducting this protocol. I would wish to thank also the Irish Museum of Modern Art for liaising with us in offering us this beautiful premises. A lot of us have been here for the first time, and this is really breathtaking landscape. They also have exhibitions open at the museum. It's free, but you need to be checking with the reception even if you want to see them now, whether there are any slots available. And there is a nice coffee shop in the courtyard, which is open, it is outdoors, so if you would wish to avail of that as well. And I want to thank each one of you for showing your interest in holistic health, peace and harmony through your participation in this important event, and in particular to the Dublin City Council, to the Mayor, to the Deputy Lord Mayor, Mary Callahan, for coming and being with us, reflective of the multicultural spirit of Dublin and Ireland. And to each of the participants who have joined us on Facebook Live for their interest and encouragement to the Indian Embassy for taking on these events in physical mode, in hybrid mode, remote platforms. We've done so many of these, encouraging us to continue even in the time of pandemic, to continue to show positivity, resilience, commitment, determination. We will tackle this, we will overcome together. Thank you so much.
Finish it, huh?